Thanks for watching my Ms. Yarn channel. This is Catherine. Today I'm reviewing the Boye Knitting Loom. This loom review is part of a three-part series. I had reviewed the Zippy Loom a few weeks ago. I reviewed the Knit Quick Loom last week, and now it's time for me to look a bit more closely at the Boye Loom. If you haven't subscribed to my Ms. Yarn channel, I'd appreciate it if you click subscribe. For me, that shows support that I'm grateful for, and for you, you'll get step-by-step videos that help you loom knit more things. So let's get started with this loom review. So I bought this extra large long loom from Boye. I got it from Amazon because I wanted to loom knit baby blankets as one single flat panel. I wanted to do that rather than using smaller looms and then creating strips and then sewing those strips together. So I thought that this loom could just make things easy to help me skip the sewing part. So as you can see, it is pretty long. I'll display on the screen how many inches it actually is. For the demonstration, just to give you a feel for it, I'm going to do a simple E-wrap cast on. I'd like to show you how it feels to knit over the loops so you can get an idea of how the design will affect your loom knitting. So I'm knitting over the bottom loops here. Now I'm finding that as I knit over, sometimes my hook gets stuck in that little hole at the very bottom. So I don't really like that because that's the way that I knit over. I point my hook towards the bottom. You could point towards the top though. That might help things, but then you need to have more control over your hook so that you don't knit over the top loop by accident. So that hole at the bottom of each peg is, for me, the worst feature of the Boye Loom. Now I want to compare it with the Loops and Threads Knit Quick Loom, where you can glide your hook towards the bottom and it won't get stuck. Okay, so I'm going to show you a close-up of how that hole can impede your knitting off. Also at the top of the peg, there are these grooves, which I see really no point for because that can cause snags in your yarn, and it can make it difficult to take the loops off of your peg. And it's also an obstacle when you push your yarn down after each row. You're going to be pushing your loops down to make room for your next row, and that's going to make things a little bit harder. Okay, so let's move on to the good, the bad, and the ugly about this Boye Loom. The good is that it's available online very easily. I think it's on Amazon, and it's at Walmart as well. And it's an affordable way to get started with loom knitting. The bad is that the top of the loops are designed so that it could snag your yarn, and it could make things difficult to get your loops off of the pegs and to push your loops down. And the ugly is that the hole at the bottom of each peg can trap your hook, making loom knitting a little bit frustrating, unless of course you get used to avoiding it. So that's it for this knitting loom review. If you would like to share your experience with this loom or with other knitting looms, please do leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you.